Am I the butthole for not wanting to leave my own apartment? I'll keep this vague to avoid recognition since I believe the parts involved actually use Reddit. I'm a 28-year-old male, and I've been friends with my roommate, a 25 female, ever since we were babies. Our families were neighbors and we grew up together. She's like a little sister to me and has always been. After she graduated college, she moved to the same city I currently work in, and since she couldn't find an apartment close enough to where she worked, I told her she could live with me. We'd share bills and become roommates. We never really had problems or fights as we known each other for so long. However, recently, things taken a strange turn. She got involved with someone from her work. The guy seemed to be a nice guy. I only ever spoken to him 3 times as they usually keep to her room. But he was very friendly and honestly I was happy she found someone who seemed that nice. After a few months of their relationship, she sent me a text saying she needed to talk with me. I figured there might be something wrong with the apartment. It's not uncommon for things to break. But I was wrong. When I got home we started to talk. It's too long to write everything, so I'll just summarize. She told me that while she enjoyed living with me, her boyfriend was starting to get jealous of his woman living with another man. At first I raised an eyebrow but thought that this kind of thing isn't uncommon. So I was like, oh, it's fine. Just let me know when you plan on leaving, hope you two find a good place. However, apparently I was wrong. She told me that she wasn't leaving. She said that it was impossible to find someone closer to her work and that she was hoping I would let her take the apartment instead, since my work wasn't close and all that. Thing is, I really love my place. It's close to the gym, to the grocery store, to pretty much everything. I'm not going to just leave my place because of something so stupid as this, and I told that flat out that it wasn't going to happen. She got visibly upset and started to rant about me being an egoistical butthole. That I didn't have empathy to put myself in her shoes. This happened a few days ago, and she shut herself in her room, only ever leaving to go to work or to pick up her boyfriend, who became really unfriendly to me after that. Now, usually, I can be a butthole. But I don't think this was one of these times. So I thought I would ask for Reddit's verdict. Am I really such a butthole? Edit, I didn't expect this to get this much attention. For those who have asked, her name isn't on the lease as I lived in the same place for 2 years before she moved in. Let me get this straight, you have known her for over 2 decades. You welcome her into your home, and now she expects you to leave so she can live with her jealous BF that she's just gotten on with? NTA, bro, she is. Big time. Look at how she treats someone who is like a sibling. I'm super curious as to why she's not going over to her boyfriend's place. Why don't the friend and her boyfriend find a place of their own, rather try to kick someone out who was nice enough to let her move another place? Theory, she told boyfriend it was her place and she was being a great friend letting original poster crash there. Now she's caught out in the lie. That is kind of what I starting to feel she told her boyfriend. She should have realized that she would have to tell the boyfriend the truth eventually if that she told him that lie. Or maybe he lives with his parents. Or maybe he lives with his wife. Or husband. We don't want to assume here. Or he lives with his wife's boyfriend. Hercules is a great landlord. Or maybe he lives in a van down by the river. Yeah, that's such a stupid lie to make. If original poster got there first, most of the communal objects are probably his. Did she not think the boyfriend would question why original poster was taking all the communal furniture, stuff from the kitchen, etc.? I'd certainly start to question things if the person who is supposedly down on their luck was the one who owned most of the stuff. And it would be delusional to believe he'd just leave all his crap for you. Well, it's delusional to think he would just move out of his own apartment because she asked. She didn't really ask, she demanded. NTA, up, and she is the one who needs to leave. You've been there for over 2 years before you let her move in with you, her name isn't on anything, and it's your lease. I seriously doubt that your landlord would okay her for it anyway, since she wasn't able to get an apartment on her own. What does she want, besides the apartment? Why, to leave everything under Op's name, so everything will remain his responsibility. She needs to go. And there's no telling what she told her boyfriend to make him so jealous, since she probably lied about whose apartment it was, too. Wow, to me it's pretty clear the boyfriend is just a controlling jerk. There's nothing you can tell a reasonable adult that will make them this jealous. This couple has a lot of nerve. Sounds like they're made for each other. Easy fix: next time you see them both together, important, tell them I understand you're angry/uncomfortable about us still living together and I've thought hard about it, so, because my name's on the lease and I lived here for 2 years before I let you move in, I think you should grow up or move out. Have a nice night. Perfect. Clapping. They are ridiculous to assume original poster would move out just because Rumi's boyfriend is insecure. Women can have platonic male friends/roommates, without it ever going further. It's not Op's problem that Rumi's BF is insecure and jealous, nor is it his responsibility to fix their problem by original poster moving out of Op's own place where he has lived for 2 years. That's for Rumi and BF to figure out themselves. If they don't like it, they can move out, and Rumi, ex-Rumi, can have tons of fun dealing with her insecure, jealous boyfriend who will try to make her whole life revolve around him. I would love an update on this situation in a month or so, to see where Rumi and BF are at with their relationship as well as how this situation panned out. She probably didn't think that far ahead, or think very much about it. And that will bite her in the ass. My older brother let my younger brother live in his house when he got fired from a job. The younger brother actually told his girlfriend and her parents that the house was his and that he was helping my older brother, and after my younger brother and now Sil got married, everything blew up in their face. Maybe the original poster needs to mention to his roommate while her boyfriend is in the room how he was the one whose name is on the lease, how he was nice enough to let her move in, and that he has no interest in moving out. Can I hear, in detail, everything that happened with your brothers? How did it end? Is the family fractured forever? Yeah, new wife and her family was eagerly awaiting the time when they could kick Big Brother out and take over the house. Actually, yes. Her family was wondering why my older brother, who was well established, needed to stay in the house with them. But that all changed when they found out the truth. And wound up bailing younger brother and sister-in-law out. I wonder why people doesn't think otherwise. Does he never lie? Or there's other things? If they're distant enough you might question it, but only internally and not to them. Like blurting out "but he seems loaded" is a bit dicey if you're acquaintances. You don't want to then be like, "oh, but he has a gambling addiction." Sometimes when things don't make sense the answer is embarrassing, so then people don't ask. This was not the only incident between the two. I could write a book on our family dynamics, but let's just say that they are in low contact with each other. I prefer not to give any more details because it is not pertinent to the ops question. I was thinking he either doesn't have a place of his own or is hoping to live off her once she's on her own. He sounds toxic anyway. Hope it's because he's a bum and not because he's abusive and isolating her. I agree, it sounds like he is the toxic one. They had a great relationship and he pretended to be friendly to Op. Now he is jealous of someone who is clearly not a threat and demanding they move out and putting girlfriend in the position of being the one to demand it. I am betting he is putting a lot of pressure and manipulation on girlfriend, who is redirecting it at original poster because she can't express resistance to boyfriend. That could just be because he is only getting one side of a likely false story. There's not enough evidence to show that he is the toxic one. I'd say it's more likely that she has said that either it's her place or that they're both on the lease and he believes her. Why shouldn't he? Then she tells her boyfriend that her roommate is refusing to leave and he doesn't realize it is entirely his apartment. There isn't evidence to show your version either. Op has known her since she was a child and hasn't said a single thing about her being deceptive or a liar. He did post, however, about how she's suddenly flipping out and how the boyfriend is now acting cold to him. The boyfriend had this problem and didn't say anything to Op, only the GF. That seems a lot more like girlfriend is getting pressure on top of the possessiveness of feeling threatened that she lives with a guy, like he can't trust her. True. I just thought it seemed harsh to brand someone as toxic on speculation alone. Be that as it may, I think it's a dick move to assume that it's someone else's job to literally relocate to appease his insecure fees, then just suck it up or come to a resolution without Op. And this goes for the roommate, as well. It's not Op's job to lessen any tension in their relationship. Her relationship, her responsibility. If he's jealous of a longtime friend, he's toxic. I feel bad for her because she's about to fall into a bad scene. But it's not Op's fault and giving her the apartment wouldn't help at all. Yeah, There's not exactly any smoking gun evidence for it, but this was my first thought as well. Like she's getting pressure to make ridiculous demands because her boyfriend specifically wants to wreck one of her oldest friendships. If original poster cares about his friend and this is truly out of character for her, it might be a good idea to sit her down and gently express some concerns about what's causing this. It might go very poorly, but she's already pissed anyway, so there's not much to lose. Well, that and the fact he's met him like 3 times and seemed nice, but now this is coming out of nowhere. Suspicious. Right? It's weird. The "I'm so jealous of your male roommate you've known since infancy that you have to stop living together immediately" thing is also a massive red flag. It's a common abuser move. Chip away at their target support system. It's likely being dressed up as "I need you to prove you aren't a whore because cohabitating with another man" when it's actually about them being platonic friends this long. People tend to be more honest with the ones they ain't trying to shag, and any input original poster has will be viewed accordingly. A good friend with her best interest at heart is not someone a controlling partner wants in the picture, let alone in the house. But as far as the original poster being male, the boyfriend could see that as a roadblock in establishing dominance on the home front. I find that behavior amusing, especially from someone who doesn't even live there. Like, dude, you don't pay the bills equals you don't get a vote. Now go home. Yeah, I don't like this guy. I've seen this pattern before and it doesn't tend to run a pleasant course. My husband's friend did this. Almost cost him his marriage, actually still mighty, things are still rocky, he lives in his mom's house taking care of her, and his brother, and family, live in the apartment over the garage. The plan is that after the mom passed, the brothers will inherit the house 50-50. However, friend tell his girlfriend that it's his house, and he moved his mom on to take care of her, and that his brother rents from him. Harmless lie to make himself sound better. Right up until they get married and she moves in. She then asked about getting her name added to the house and start renovations. And the whole house of cards begins tumbling down. I can see that. It's never good to start off a relationship with lies. How could you trust anything the person told you after that? Well, it definitely didn't help that he tried to cover his original lie with several more in an attempt to not have his wife find out. Oh man, he made it so much worse, lol. How'd that end up going? Very, very poorly, lol. Long story short, he told his wife that it's really his house but that it's in his mom's name to protect it from his divorce, and they just never changed it back. So he made his mom, early onset dementia, sign a quitclaim deed to him and his wife. The mom called the brother upset because she didn't know what she was signing. Friend told brother he was putting the house on the 2 brothers, names due to mom's mental decline. Brother asks for a copy of the paperwork. Friend says he forgot to get a copy. So brother said, "Cool, I'll keep an eye on the tax website to make sure it's in our names." Friend freaks out and decides that he will now lie that his brother wants on the house because he's afraid of being evicted if he dies, and that the wife and him need to add the brother to the house. Wife says, well, we can give him a 99-year lease for $1 if he's afraid of eviction. It escalates until wife agrees to adding brother to the deed. Brother says, "No way, this house is half mine, not a third. New wife needs off and I need on the deed." Then it all comes spilling out as brother cuts friend out of the conversation and speaks directly to new wife. Fighting and hard feeling ensue, but it ended with both brothers and both wives on the house. Wow, what a story. Wife, you lied to me. But I'm staying to get my name on the house. Or her boyfriend wants to move into that apartment with her because it's close to where they both work. And they want to get rid of original poster because the boyfriend doesn't want to share with him. NTA, your friend is free to leave whenever she wishes. Either way, original poster is not the butthole and he needs to give her a 30-day notice. He would need to give her notice, she might not need to give him notice as she's not on the lease. NTA. Why, siblings, or almost siblings, can be entitled/stupid too. Lol, some people just can't help themselves. Few years ago, I was looking for a place to rent when I moved to new place for a contract job. There were a couple of others in the same situation. So we thought the group looked for a 2/3 bedroom to share. Everybody was also secretly looking for single spots and moved in separately, they told after they finalized their plans. So I had to do the same and found something, a bit more expensive because it was at the last minute and I couldn't stay longer in a hotel. One of them didn't like their roommates and called me asking if I wanted to move out of my room and search for a new place to share with them. I laughed to myself and politely declined. I should have laughed in their face and asked them if they were for real. NTA. Show her boyfriend the lease. I'm sure she's telling him it's her apartment and you're the interloper. Ong, smiley face, not the butthole. She can pack her entitlement up with her crap and move out. It's your apartment. You did her the favor. The epping audacity, I swear. Don't be surprised when she reappears on your doorstep wanting to move back in when living with the boyfriend doesn't work out. She sounds less than mature. Just say no. Not the butthole. It probably won't work out because her boyfriend is an insecure, controlling butthole. And she is probably the side chick. Otherwise, they could move into boyfriend's place. I bet boyfriend's place isn't as nice and he's excited to get his hands on op's place. Or he lives with his parents and is broke. Yep. Then, of course, he would technically be moving into her place and he would have all the comforts of home without any of the responsibility. I bet $1 that he believes her name is on the lease. Wondering if he has a family and she doesn't even know. Bingo. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.